Hello everyone and welcome to tonight's live stream. So we'll give it a few minutes. As always, we have people to start popping in. 1 second, I'll just move this forward. Take my camera back. There we go. That's a better picture. I am early, so people might show up on time. But we'll wait and see. Normally I'm a few minutes late, but I am actually on time tonight. So the guys will probably be late coming in now. But I hope you've all had a good week. I hope you've all had a great Patrick's weekend. Still not over. Still only Friday night. So yeah. So how have you all been? I just see the notifications have been sent out. Keep everybody happy. Yeah, notifications are out. So hopefully guys will start popping in. So what's been happening this week? This week has been a quiet week due to obviously Patrick's weekend. Family stuff and things in between. I did have the opportunity to shoot a small bit of a documentary style type video that will be up this Sunday. Little interesting topic. Tried not to make it controversial or anything like that, but it will be up on Sunday, and then you will have Saturday's video also tomorrow, as well. So yeah, I hope you enjoy that video on Sunday. I'm not going to divulge what it is. I'm going to wait for you all to see it. It's the first time I've ever done something like that. So hopefully it'll be interesting. Gary, hello, how are you? How are you keeping? For those of you that are just tuning in, Gary Hall runs, I might as well give a shout out, but Gary runs a private museum up in Armagh called Operation Banner Veterans Museum. I believe that's the correct title, Gary, if I'm wrong. I'm not sponsored or anything by Gary, but if you want to go and check him out, go check him out. We have been in talks. We will be doing a video on the museum in the future. I have seen videos of it, and I have been dealing with Gary for a long time, and everything's good. Andrew, hello, how are you? Nathan, how are you? Howdy from Seattle. Hello, Nathan. Welcome from Seattle. So if any of you have any interest in going, or if any of you are ever in South America, go say hello. Stan is here. Hello, Stan. How are you? Go see Gary's museum. I'll give him a shout out because I don't know if he'll be in yet or not. But Steve from Living History UK and Pete Neal, Jake Brown will also be there from Jake Brown Collection. Simon from Rifleman Moore will be there. There is a festival called the Living History UK Festival that is on in Chilton Open Air Museum. It is on April next month, 9th and 10th. So go check it out if you're nearby as well. I do believe the tickets are nearly all sold out though for that, but go check it out. As I said, I'm not sponsored by these guys neither, but they are a good cause. Same as Gary's museum is a good little cause. Go check it out and go have a look at it. So how have you all been anyway? So while I've been in my little museum waiting for my war room, and I'm just dropping everything on my toes, I've been trying to lace boots. I've been trying to find these boots are what I'll be wearing in Chilton. They're the DMS boots, but I've been trying to find laces long enough to fit them. So thankfully I have them fit. I found a pair of laces now, but and I have been trying to figure out again how to cross thread or cross lace rather than what was called saddle lace or stair lacing rather than cross lacing, if I remember correctly. And the idea behind it was that if you injured your foot, that they could just run a knife clean up through your boot and cut your laces clean off. So that's what I've been doing while I've been waiting to go live. Very exciting, I know. But yeah, so I'll just finish this off and I'll chuck it on the ground. Chat amongst yourselves there, guys, while I'm getting this done. No, we're done. The only pain in the ass about this is what you've always got. Well, that's not too bad. You always get one lace longer than the other normally. So yeah, there's my laces list. So now I have to try and break them bloody things in. That fella on yet. I'm here. I'm drinking whiskey, Mac. Oh God, Dave, how are you? Wholesome pills. So the boys are all chatting about what they're drinking. I'm drinking, not sponsored neither, guys. So don't worry about it. Please, YouTube, don't have a hissy fit because I'm drinking a drink that is labelled. Sorry, I'm still getting. Messages. I don't know why. So, yes. So, what's been happening? What's been happening with the channel? Hopefully my package has cleared customs and everything has been sorted from SOF. So hopefully that will be arriving this week, so we can plow on with some projects that have been long and waited on. Can't give. I know. As I said, I don't like to talk about companies unless, but I'm not sponsored by them neither. But in fairness, customer relations and customer queries and stuff that I have had from SOF have been second to none. They've absolutely been fantastic. So yeah, so that's hopefully in the pipeline this week. Collection wise, we've been very quiet. I have been out doing some sussing of video sites because I'm going to try and do some more documentary type videos, as well as doing the odd, as well as showing stuff that's coming up. So there will be like a item video and there will be a documentary at this weekend on Sunday. It's a small little documentary, just the first one I did till we see how it works and see what people think about it. So that's coming up on Sunday, and we will be doing an item or a kit video on the Saturday. Not all the time, but so what I've been doing the last week, 2 weeks I suppose, is I've been out and about and I've been sussing out places that I think the people might find interesting. Because where I am in the west of Ireland, I'm pretty much 2 hours drive from a lot of historical sites, battle sites, things like that. So I've been trying to put together and just look at a few places to see about doing these documentary type videos on them and whether people would find them interesting or not. So yes, that's what I've been doing. And I have no drinking hat on. I need to find a drinking hat quick. Oh, put this on for a few minutes while I'm drinking. Hello from Sweden. Hope everything is going well. Hello, my MRT1. How are you? How are you keeping? So we've somebody from Seattle and we've somebody from Sweden. Can we beat Sweden? I suppose Seattle is definitely further than Sweden, but we'll see if we can beat Sweden or Seattle. Stan, is it you with the size 5 head, like in men's that would be king? I'm drinking rum. Oh my god, everyone is drinking bar me, and I'm the Irish one. Lads, you're leaving me all to shame. I have been meaning to. I have been saying it, and I have been meaning to get it. I need to get the white cover or the red cover for this military police cap. It's probably a stand size because it's rather big on me because I can fit my whole fingers into the back of it. So it must be about a 60 or something, but I'm nearly spinning on my head. Yeah, it's definitely a stand size. It's too big for me. Put that up there. We'll put on instead. We'll put on the old Irish Guards, which does fit me. It's a size 57. There you go. Which we have worn before, actually. You had your day. It's now ours. Yeah, yes, it is. I've got a great big loaf in my head. Stan, are you hungover, Stan? That hat is huge. It is huge. It's a stand size, look. So if I hold this size to this, look, it's massive. Look. It's like wearing a bucket on your head. So, there we go. Shanahan size is peanut size. Well, I don't have to add extra strips of metal to my helmets so they'll fit me. Do any of you know the idea of the guard's peak? Little trivia quiz for you. See the way that's a guard's peak? I'll show you on the Marine. Although the Marines one I think have a guard's peak as well. Not so much, but the Marines have a guard's peak as well, but not as predominant as the actual guards. But do any of you know what the idea of a guard's peak is? Or what the reason behind the guard's peak is? A little bit of a trivia question for you. While we're waiting. So the idea of a guard's peak. So if you look at the peak of the cap, it comes flat down nearly straight over the bridge of the nose, right? And the idea of a guard's peak is, so when they wear the hat on, it nearly covers their eyes, so they have to tilt their head back to look out. So they're standing fully at attention. That's the idea of a guard's peak. Oh, little interesting piece of trivia for you. Jim Timber's in. Hello from Poland. So we have Poland, Seattle, Sweden, and God only knows wherever else is. Do you have any American hats? I do. I've actually one right here. This is an original World War II midget head. It's even small for me. Other ranks service cap. And it is a midget size. So yeah. So I have that there. That's an original. I'm not sure what other type of caps you mean, but that is an original German one, or American one. I have original American helmets. I have a Paztec, and I have Vietnam, and I have Second World War helmets. I have a Vietnam APH-5 helicopter helmet that is a working project. I'm still trying to order parts and find parts for it, which is very, very hard for some reason. I think I do have up there. I do have a tiger stripe bush cap. I do have a reproduction paratroopers World War II side cap. And I do actually have an American Green Beret, original Green Beret, and I do have a Ranger Beret. They're modern enough though, but I do have them. But yeah, Germany calling, just parachuting in. It's Mr. Timber. Title-headed Poland calling in. Scotland. Andrew's Scottish, actually, yeah. Just lads with everyone's in tonight. Anyone? Range. Kenny. I haven't seen Kenny's. Kenny's not in. Oh, Kenny is in. Yeah, Kenny's there. Commence fire. He's around. I can sense him. Jim Timber. That hat was shrunk. It was shrunk. It's even small for me. Here, Jim, just to keep all the nationalities happy. We have Polish World War II. Rogachivka, if I remember how it's pronounced. Rogachivka. Probably not, but yeah, that's how I remember it being pronounced. Kenny's in. Yeah, the lads are firing at Kenny already. Hey, Kenny, I promise you will be safe. Actually, Jim, why are you not? 1 second there now. We're going to have to promote Jim. Jim is now a moderator. Windage elevation. That American visor cap was too tight. It is it an Action Man one? It must be an Action Man one. Why isn't Jim being made a moderator? He's our moderator. Why aren't you coming up in blue, Jim? That's what I would like to know. But there we are. Sorry. Perfect pronunciation. Very good. My Polish is coming along. Another shift. Yeah. Just so I know Andrew was there as well, just so Andrew doesn't feel left out. Although I do need to clean this. It has gotten dirty because it was out on the shelf. This was actually, a lot of people were actually commented on this, and it's a very popular video. There we go. The Argyll and Southern Highlanders. I am trying to find a Black Watch one of these as well. If any of you know where I can get one. Thanks, Jim. Reference. Your recent video. I hope all goes well in your next endeavours. Yes, Jim. We're all thinking about you, and we hope everything goes well for you. If I know you're sort of debating about going back between England and Poland, because your mum and stuff. But look, reach out to us. We're all here for you. If you ever need any help with anything, don't feel like you're alone. We're all here in this little collecting world together. World War II Polski were dead smart, even when they were in battle dress. Yeah, I actually, that's me and Jim are actually trying to do it. I need to put more of a skid underneath it. It has been on the back burner for a while, but we are trying to do a Polish impression. Well, I am trying to do a Polish impression from the start of the war because I don't believe they'll get enough publicity, shall we say. I have a number of channels. I'm a spy. Kenny now has plot armor. Stop shooting at Kenny, please. Double Jim Timber. Scotland, the brave. Here. Thanks so much, brother. That means more than you know. No, you're always, look, we're all here. Don't just give us a shout if you ever need us. Glengarry's gets slashed real bad when they turn up at market. Yeah, I don't know. They're very, very popular. Me and CJ, we were chatting in the comments, but all the Scottish regiments seem to have huge. Now, this was at one point in time was the largest cap badge in the British Army. But when you see, like, the Black Watch one is huge as well. The Argyll and Southern Highlanders, which is this one, is huge. All their cap badges are massive. Even the Royal Scots that are there now today, their cap badge is probably the same size as this, but less ornate. Do you like rum? If you do, any favourite? If I was to tip in a bit of rum, it would be Captain Morgan's. There are other rums available on YouTube. I'm just saying, but Captain Morgan, I have gotten very, very sick from in the past. So yeah, that would be my poison of choice if I was drinking rum. So that's the Argyll and Southern Highlanders. So we'll leave this on for a while we're drinking because it's actually quite comfortable. They're actually fix the hair. They're actually quite comfortable. The Glengarrys, the berets in Glengarrys, are a lot more comfortable than anything else. I had a bad trip on Bundaberg rum in Austria years ago. Never again. Yeah, no rum. Yeah. I'm not really a spirits man. I'm not really a big drinker, to tell you the truth. I'd have a bottle or a pint every now and again, but I wouldn't be a rough drinker. I wouldn't be a heavy drinker, not to tell you the truth. Southern Cuban rums are almost like brandy, very tasty. No, thank you. No to the rums. No. Do you know actually what I found in my tidying of the war room today? And I was looking for it for ages. In my shovel, my entrenching tool. And for some reason, people ask me, would I do a video on it? And I can't remember if I have a video done on it. And I can't remember if this is American or not, because I can't find any stamps on it. Well, I can actually find a stamp on it, but it's US 1944. But from what I remember from the Vietnam ones, did they not have a pick bit off the back, or were they a later edition? But there is a stamp on this here, US ANFS 1944. So it is a World War II shovel, American shovel. But yeah, so I will be doing this on a video because for some reason people have been asking me about bloody shovels or entrenching tools. So we will be doing a video on an entrenching tool. If I can get it back in the bag, in its pouch. Very much is weird. The hills are alive. There we go. Now, shovel back in bag. Or entrenching tool back in bag. No. There we go. Strong rum 80%, rum screaming from video scream. Oh, yeah, exactly. Let's stop talking about rum, guys. Nah, I hate spirits, and so does my liver. That shovel is awesome. Yeah. What I don't know. People literally, because I do have an email, and I try and advertise the email. And if you ever want to see something, if ever something's in the background, and you want to see it come up in a video, drop me an email. I have no problem doing it. People, for some reason, have been asking about entrenching tools. So I found my one today from Vietnam. So we'll be doing it on that. Yeah, I just need to do a bit of more research in it. So yeah, so hopefully that will spike people's interest. It's crazy because some of the videos that I have up, the interest that they get. The most popular video, my two most popular videos are the Irish soldier on the border, that I did the impression of, and a prismatic compass, how a prismatic compass works. They're my two most popular videos, and I do videos then that I think could be very, very popular, and they're not. And then I do videos that I don't think will get hits at all, and they're massively popular. So yeah, so it's like, what the hell do I do? And I don't care really, to tell you the truth, about the views. But if I am going to do something, I want to do something that people are interested in. Because like, what's the point? I'll talk to the wall. It doesn't really bother me. But yeah, it's crazy sometimes what people like. Where are we going now? Nowadays, I only drink DDRT. Good man, Stan. Keep it up. Americans had both the entrenching tool and the pit mark. Oh, okay. That's very interesting. Because I always thought they had the pick bit at the back of it, and obviously they didn't. A couple of hipsters beers and I'm good. Jim Timber. Have you seen Stan's new helmet? I have seen Stan's new helmet. I've seen the unboxing of it actually. I was contemplating getting one, but it's too far from payday for me to get one. So we'll wait and see. I've other things in the pipeline anyway that I'm trying to save up for. So yeah, what a lovely shovel. Really like it. Yeah, so I will do a video on that entrenching tool for some reason. So I don't know why people like shovels, but we will do a video on it. I know of a reenactor who had a bit of a moment of throwing tallies when he found some mud in his entrenching tool once at a gig. I don't know. Ralph, hello, how are you? And yeah, keep your stuff clean and stuff like that. But I mean, there's no need to. It's designed to be used. Okay, yeah, it's probably World War II stuff now and stuff that's getting of age, I wouldn't be throwing it around the place. But yeah, if it's an entrenching tool and it's meant to be used, fine, no problem. I don't know. Juicy Brucey. If you had a landline, I could bore you to death. I don't have a landline, but I do have a mobile. You're more than welcome to ever ring me or drop me an email. There's no problem. There's no problem at all. You will have to do a shovel recce video, John. I'll show you what most shovels are used for in the defence forces or in the military, shall I? Here I've the Croatian flag and the Dutch flag. The Dutch Barbarian flag also have a red and white. Oh, this, you mean this checkerboard? Yeah, they do. Different regiments have different things as well. Where have we gone? Like selling stuff, what you think you will move not, and what you think won't does. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Meant pick Mac. Oh yeah, there's no problem. I understand what you meant, Gary. There's no hassle. Is Stan's new helmet the size of Dart? I don't actually know the Stan's helmet. Helmet fit him. I don't actually know how many of Stan's helmets actually fit him, but I do know he has some that fit him. A shovel wreck for those in the know. Yeah. In World War One, in 1917, they had parachutists with German pilots. Parachutes with German pilots. French command refused to give French pilots parachutes against cowardice. I don't think it was French pilots. I think it was actually British pilots. They were afraid the British pilots would just jump out, wouldn't fight. Same as they would have the little trapdoors on their SMLEs because they were afraid they'd use too much ammunition and stuff like that. So yeah. Unfortunately, this one of those pesky 57 centimeter size miniature helmets. Well, I don't mind. Me and Stan have a deal. I'm in Stan's will, so anything that is size 57 and below gets left to me. Stan, touch wood. May you live a long and happy life, like. But I'm just slagging. Sorry. Stan's head fits all the helmets. It's a gift. A gift from the Norse god. Yeah. So, getting back to Andrew's statement. What a shovel recce is you will see a guy on an exercise or wherever with a shovel over his shoulder like that. And he's normally heading outside the lines. And what he is doing, he's going to dig himself an ablution or a place of rest for 5 or 10 minutes. And it's known as a shovel recce. He's gone on a shovel recce. There you go. Another useless piece of trivia for you from military device. I have a weakness for e-tools, shelter halves, water bottles, and all. And I will not bore you with my obsession with bread bags. I actually have my obsession, strange obsession that I have with collecting. And I suppose I don't know what it is. Because I probably started off with headdress. Headdress is my thing. Like if I'm at a show and I see a beret or I see a cap or I see something that's like nice and shiny, I'm like a fucking magpie straight over to it. But yeah, so I don't know. I reckon 50% will fit me, so that's about 25 and a half. Steel helmets. I have DDR and Romanian entrenching tool. I have an American one. I have a British head. I don't have a handle or a helve handle. They're about the only entrenching tools I have for some strange reason. I do. I just for what I collect. Operation Banner. You don't see the guys using entrenching tools. Vietnam. We have this. World War II and World War One are the same. So yeah, so what I collect, I don't really need entrenching tools. I have one, two, two. So yeah, in the desert you also take a match compass when you are on a shovel recce. Yes, um, sounds painful. What we used to always do, what we used to do as well, was you get a box, you get an ammo box, and it depended if you were on a long patrol or if you had the opportunity to do this. 90% of the time you didn't, but if you were near the trucks or transport or anything like that, you get an ammo box, and you'd cut one side out of it, or you cut a hole in the top of it, pretty much, um, and cut a hole in the bottom of it, so you could sit on it like a stool. Um, yeah, because the ammo boxes that we had, you could get two. I think it was two crates. Um, yeah, it was. It was two crates of or two ammo boxes of ammo in it, and it had like a folding timber cover that was held in with wires. So when you take out those ammo boxes, you could refold these wire pieces, and you put an extra long board on the top for your cheeks, so you'd sit on that and you'd plop down through this envelope pretty much. Antibiotics will cure it. Yeah, so we have gone from talking military talk, military collecting talk, to entrenching tools. Sorry, I just need to fix my camera. Entrenching tools and how we used to use latrines on exercise. DDO helmet is good for the trenches. Got a Denix PPSH 41 on the way, ideal for Russian, German World War II, DDR, border guard, etc. Fantastic. Me and Stan are part of Andrew's club now. Um, we have our little ID cards and our insurances and all. I don't know if I could give the name. Can I give the name, Andrew, of the actual club, or will we keep that as a secret? So yeah, so now it just makes it like when me and Stan are at shows and stuff in England, it makes it a lot easier. Oh, sorry, just dropped something. It makes it a lot easier and a lot safer with the fact that we have insurance and things now like that, and they do. For Stan in relation to buying DX and stuff like that now in England, it's a lot easier for him. I managed to pick up a British World War II gas mask. Which one? The small box respirator or the standalone one? Okay, the light anti gas respirator or light anti gas respirator. Yeah, that's what it's called. Uh, One day I will tell you about my first day. Gosh, I'm still free fall. I hope it's not too dangerous when you're free falling. Thumbs up, everyone. Or eat a pack or two of uh, arse blockers. Biscuits brown. Yeah, so if any of you don't know, in the ration packs years ago, you had biscuits brown and biscuits fruit. And if you were a new guy, you'd swap him, or if you were an old guy, you'd swap him your biscuits brown for whatever. His breakfast or his cigarettes or whatever the hell he had in his ration pack that you wanted to sort him out. Problem with the biscuits brown was they would bind you up. They were designed to stop you from pooing. But the biscuits fruit were like an antidote. Whereas if you'd eat the biscuits brown, you'd eat the biscuits fruit and it would help you sort yourself out. But yeah, you'd see the new guys and they'd be swapped biscuits browns and they would know the difference. Should they be eating these biscuits brown? And 2 days into the exercise or a day into the exercise, they'd be destroyed with cramps and buckles because they couldn't poo. So yeah, there you go. That's the story of Biscuits Brown. We've little interesting side military facts going on today between big heads for hats, cap badges, entrenching tools, what a shovel recce is, Biscuits Brown. So yeah, it's a wide stream we're going into today. Where's it gone? It's the one with the filter on the side, I think. That's the light anti-gas respirator, yeah. It was reissued to the Dutch Home for, yes, light anti-gas light anti-gas respirator, I think it's called. 1 second now. It is also yes, it is also going to be part of an official group or setup of a group. YouTube War movies for the weekend. The Young Lions, born in World War II as a British German officer, and The Last Hunter, 1980s. Okay, so there's our watching from Ralph this evening. So we have The Young Lions and The Last Hunter are the YouTube war movies to watch for the weekend. Where have we gone now? What's the oldest piece in my collection? And what made you start collecting? I have an S6 respirator, but it pongs like a dead monkey. What started me collecting was I have a family history in the military, pretty much. My great grandfather fought in the First World War. He was a professional soldier. He also fought in India in 1902. My grandfather fought in the Irish Guards during the Second World War. He fought in he fought in Italy and he fought in Europe. And he was injured, I think, in Italy, and I think that's how he ended up in Europe. Was he got repatriated back to England or somewhere? I need to check his records again, but I know he was injured. And my uncle was drafted for Vietnam, and he did 2 tours in Vietnam. He did 66 and 67 in Vietnam. So I always had I was always growing up with war stories and stuff like that. I had other uncles and stuff like that then as well in the Army Reserve back here in the Republic. So I always grew up with military history and military stuff around the place. So I sort of bred into collecting. My oldest piece that I have in my collection, I've shown it before, but I'll show it again. It's not really military related, but it's family related, and it was carried by my great grandfather and the family story is my great grandfather gave it to my grandfather, who would have been his son, and it was carried through the Second World War as well as the First World War. It's a Bible or a prayer book, and it is 18. See the date there on it. 1884. I don't know if focus will pick that up. But yeah, it's 1884 is the date on it. Oh, the camera. Start to pick it up. No. Oh, you'll have to trust me, lads, but it is 1884. So that is the oldest piece, I suppose, I have in my collection. And along with that came this piece of trench art. Always been in my house, my grandmother's house, but it's the Royal Munster Fusiliers, which is the cap badge, which was my great grandfather's regiment. Little crucifix that's made from 303 rounds. But yeah, I hope that answers your question, Jim. Oh, it was Jim that asked me that. Yeah, Jim asked me that. Biscuits brown, great with bacon grill. No, they're not. The biscuits brown are horrible. Nice one getting the PPSH 41 stand. Biscuits brown, go go go. Oh no, sorry. Toilet is my humour. Loved the bacon grill. Have large tin on my collection. Any idea where to get Mark 5 public order helmets? For eBay. But the price of them now is absolutely ridiculous. Mark 4 is Mark 4 public order helmets. I have one back up there. Price of them now. Antique shows. There is an auction every couple of months. It's on up in Belfast. I can't remember the name of the auction house. They sell up banner stuff. It's a specific auction. But yeah, the price of that stuff has gone ridiculous. Oatmeal block can bring a tear to your eye of all soldiers. Yes, oatmeal blocks. Gary Hall. Uh, Irish soldiers were also in World War One in Gallipoli. Yes, they were. The Munster Fusiliers, which was my great grandfather's regiment, were in Gallipoli. The second battalion, first battalion or second battalion, second battalion and first battalion were the two regular armies. The third battalion was the territorial battalion. It ended up with 6 battalions, if I remember. But yes, it did. They did fight in Gallipoli as well. Did you get all your military stuff from family members? Did you get all the military stuff from family? No, I got some bits and pieces. My uncle in Vietnam, literally, I didn't get anything off him. I have a few pictures and stuff. He did not talk about the war much when he came home, even though he did 2 tours there. He did not talk about. It wasn't until I went into the military and had done tours overseas that he started to talk to me really about it. But more my grandfather, because I barely remember my great grandfather, but my grandfather definitely taught me stories. But they were always the light-hearted stories. They were never the bad stories. But yeah, my uncle told me some horrific stories later on when I did serve in the army. But yeah, definitely my uncle was the last one to talk about it. Even my grandfather never seen me serve in the army, but he was it 15 or 16 when he passed away. So he did. I had an inclination at that stage that I was going to go into the army. So he was telling me bits and pieces like the usual, never volunteer and how to clean your boots and things like that. Hats off to your family. Vietnam was a tough war to fight in. Massive respect. That prayer book is awesome. Wow, 1884. Yeah, that's the oldest thing I have in my collection, pretty much. Great piece of trench art. Yeah, it's always been in my house. Always remember it being in my house. Awesome bit of family history, John. Andrew, yeah, cheers, Andrew. Unfortunately, SOF it did not have them in stock, so I paid a bit more. 41 covers so many impressions. Ideal for DDR bodyguards. Yeah, exactly, perfect. My grandfather was a sergeant at Gallipoli. My great grandfather retired as a colour sergeant. Was it sorry, he was a company sergeant major. Actually, when he retired, when he went training, he got injured, and he went to England, and he was training as a colour sergeant. But then he went back to France, and he went back as a company sergeant major. At that stage, and he retired as a company sergeant major. He was a professional soldier. He was in the army since he was it 14 or 15? I believe he lied about his age. So yeah, so he did an entire career in the army. He did have I don't know whether he re-enlisted or whether he was still in the reserves or whether he was in a territorial regiment as a regular soldier as a territorial. But I know he was very, very young when he went to India, and he did have the India 1902 medal. So if he went when he was 14 or 15 to India, 1902, 1914, so he would have been in his early 20s, I suppose, at the start of the First World War. And I suppose in the middle 20s, early 30s by the time the end of the war was over. I'm not that's just rough maths off my head. Here we go. Interesting, sir. What regiment was your grandfather in, Jim? If you don't mind me asking. I have a tip. Put an ad in the newspaper or in the Veterans magazine. Include that you are still looking for memorabilia by written war belongs in a museum. I don't believe in advertising that I collect stuff. People know that I collect stuff, so if they give it to me, they give it to me. If they don't, they don't. I don't. same as Gary. Gary has a little museum and people donate stuff to him and things like that. Because I do buy stuff for myself, but I don't expect people to give me stuff neither. I mean, if you have stuff and you want to donate it to me and give it to me and do a video on it and I send it back, that's fine. I don't mind. But for people to give me stuff, I'm so appreciative when people donate stuff to me, which is fantastic. He fought later at the Somme and died in 1963. David Brown, a bacon grill in the 24-hour ration pack was a treat. We normally were sent out with large blocks of cheese and a few raw onions and a couple of loaves of bread. Yeah, and do you remember the Dixies would arrive when you were on the range, and it was chicken curry, always. It was either chicken curry or Irish stew, one of the two. That was it. Take it or leave it. If the army could do it, they did it. Yeah, it was. Was your grandfather involved in World War II? Sorry, that's to Jim. I don't know. I cannot. I will do a new video on my great grandfather, Stoker, Battle of Jutland, and his brother, Punjab campaign medals. Very cool. Very cool. Jutland was a big battle too. There a VC. I can remember there was a VC. Was the youngest VC. Sailor. Was he 15 or 16? I think he was awarded it after the Battle of Jutland. He lost his leg and passed away, unfortunately. He was Royal Scots, which was the oldest regiment in the British Army at one stage. I have his Bret Cap badge and a pair of binoculars. They have many soldiers' names on them. It's probably reissued. That happens. I have a helmet there with about 5 or 6 different names on it. My Cromwell helmet from the Op Banner or Northern Ireland Troubles, whichever you prefer, has about 4 or 5 different names on it because they were literally handed in at the end of the tour and handed back out again to other guys until they broke or were unserviceable. So, yeah, kept going. The medals were my first video 2 years ago. Oh, very cool, Stan. Anyone need a What Price Glory rep? Anyone need a What Price Glory rep gas cape? Oh, representation gas cape. I can find out. Yeah, I can have a look around and see if anyone's looking for one. When I started my channel, I meant to say, oh, cool. The Falklands War was fought on chicken curry, I believe. Yeah, chicken curry. Jesus Christ. I still can't look at chicken curry to this day. Used to arrive, and it was used to come in the tinfoil boxes that you'd get at a Chinese takeaway with the cardboard white lid on top of it, and it'd be in a Bay Marie or a Dixie, and there'd be about 7 or 8 deep of these things, and you just put your hand in and grab one, and 90% of the time you'd have to take out your Hexi cooker and put this thing on top of it to try and heat it up, and you'd take off the white paper, and there'd just be grease and snot and everything floating around, so you'd have to stir it around first for a while before you eat it. It was horrible yolks they were. I'd love to know whoever said that an army marches on a stomach, because they obviously, we used to call the army, little inside joke, army cooks are known as fitter turners because they fit it into a pot and turn it to absolute shite. That's how they got the name fitter turners. What we would have given for a chicken curry or an Irish stew, we always got cold pasta and peas. Tasty. My great uncle won the VC. Harry Robinson. He carried his friend out of a trench alongside massive gunfire. Oh, very cool. That's cool family history there now to have. Yet you have a family member that won a VC. Slapjacks. Oh, I always hated heating the steak and kidney pudding, canned baby heads. Could never get them heated all the way through. Oh yeah, it's just like. And then the thing is, like you'd have your hexi cooker or your trangia, whatever you want to call it, and you'd have to like you'd be stirring this thing trying to heat it up, and the heat would either burn through the bottom of this thing, so you'd have to take it off, and half it would be hot, or with the heat it'll get more malleable, and you go to pick it up and it just fall to one side. All this horrible stuff. Yeah, fitter turners, fit it into a pot, turn it to absolute shite. Jesus, lads, it's 10 to 9. So it's 10 to 9. So last 10 minutes as always. We're going to have the quick fire round. If any of you want to throw some quick questions at me. And we will, as I said, on Sunday we have a documentary type style. Documentary style type video coming up. It's not that long. It's only about 7 or 8 minutes. So tell me what you think of it, because I'm possibly going to do more in the future depending on what people think. And we will have a kit item or an item from the collection up on a video tomorrow as well. Hexi cooker set fire to the ranges. Always to set fire to the ranges multiple times. I think I've been on the range fires multiple times where we set fire to the ranges, either with Shamuli flares, smoke grenades, tracer rounds, hexi cookers. Yeah, that was a common occurrence to set fire to the ranges. My grandfather was in the cycling battalion, and from 1939 was an armoured defence unit. Cool. Very cool. Anyone seen Outpost about Afghanistan stars Clint Eastwood's son? Not a bad film. I've heard about it. It's about a battle in Afghanistan that I think was it the only battle that definitely three Congressional Medal of Honors have been given for the one battle. I haven't seen it, but I've heard it's good. I'm actually halfway through watching Tom Hardy's new series on Netflix. It's sort of good as well. If any of you want to go check it out, Taboo, it's called. Yeah, if any of you want to go see that, great movie. Ralph is our movie buff. If you're interested in watching movies, or if any of you want a good movie to watch, go ask Ralph. Ralph, what did you say the YouTube movies were for this weekend? Young Lions and something else. Kent is a god. Make my day. Our town was liberated by the Royal Norfolk Regiment. Royal Norfolk Regiment down our street every World War II. Royal Norfolk comes to visit our neighbours. Are you Dutch, if I remember, Ralph? Off the top of my head, Taboo. That is one great series. Enjoy. Yeah, I've started watching it. Yeah, I'm on, I think, episode 3 or 4. 2 or 3. Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm enjoying it anyway. Young Lions and the Last Hunter. Young Lions and the Last Hunter. Right, remember those guys? Young Lions and the Last Hunter are the YouTube movies for the weekend. Dutch, yes, Dutch. Are you close to? Was it you that was asking one time about the Royal Ulster Rifles and the battle and they're fighting in Market Garden and in Holland? Somebody asked me before, did I know about the history of the Royal Ulster Rifles? I have a use for you. Huh? Oh, Taboo, yes, I have a use for you, yeah. Yeah. Good show. Hats off to Holland. I love that country. Jim, you're a man of culture, being Scottish, living in Poland, if I remember correctly. But yeah, Jim, keep in contact. You have our numbers, you have our emails. If you ever need somebody to just have an old powwow with, and don't ever worry about the channel. The channel will always be there, and let it keep ticking away. Just put up a video whenever you want. You live close to Eindhoven. Okay, cool. That was Eindhoven. Was that the 101st? Easy Company, 101st Liberated. Were involved in the liberation of Eindhoven. Played rugby in Amsterdam on several occasions, Ralph. Yeah, Stan got multiple concussions. He never playing rugby. All over. He's gotten major concussion pretty much in most of the countries in Europe now at this stage, including Wales, Scotland. Have you ever gotten a concussion in Ireland, Stan? Because when you come over for your holiday with your good wife, we can arrange for you to play a rugby match and see can you have a concussion. I am familiar with Rotterdam, Amsterdam, and The Hague. Right, there's one country actually. Have I ever been to Holland? I flew into Brussels. Does that count? That's Belgium, though. I know in Holland. Good beer, very flat. Use lots of AAs and spelling. I've never been to Ireland. You're always welcome, Stan. We'll get you over here one of the days. Ryanair taxis to the sky. We'll get you a flight over. Played years ago. Still got a flat ear and chipped teeth. Right, guys. It is 9 o'clock. Well, close enough to 9 o'clock. So I'm going to sign off. As I said, there will be a video coming up tomorrow of an item from the collection. And on Sunday, there will be that documentary. It's going up early in the morning. I think it's going up at like 9 o'clock in the morning. So you have the right run of the day so you can have a look at it. And I hope you enjoy it. Please leave a comment on that video for me so I know how to improve it in the future. Or even if people like that type of a video, style of a video, and we will see if we can do more in the future. Where have we gone? Jim Timber, you are in Holland. You must visit Overlund, Great War Museum. I'm coming over, mate. I hope you have a shed that you can kip in. You're more than welcome to kip wherever the hell you want, Jim. We'll find somewhere for you to stay. I always make sure my ears are wrapped up. Good night, all. Yes, lads. Have a good night, and I will see you all next week. Usual time, 8 o'clock. And as I said, there's a video coming up tomorrow. There's a video coming up on Sunday. Please, 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 please check it out. Leave a comment on it so I know how to improve that style of video because it's my first one doing it. And if you like it, first of all, and if you enjoy it. So have a good one, guys, and talk to you all next week.